Genn Greymane versus Nathanos Blightcaller. Have you ever wondered what happens when unyielding vengeance meets unwavering loyalty? Today we're diving deep into one of the most intense and personal rivalries in the World of Warcraft universe. Imagine the ferocity of a Worgen king, driven by loss, clashing with the cold precision of the Banshee Queen's champion. It's a tale of honor, revenge, and epic battles that have left their mark on the very fabric of Azeroth. In this video, we're going to kick back and chat about their histories, what makes them tick, and how their paths have crossed in such explosive ways. The rise of Genn Greymane. Genn was born into royalty, destined to rule the kingdom of Gilneas. From a young age, he was groomed to lead, and lead he did, with a firm hand and a fierce sense of independence. Genn believed that Gilneas could stand strong on its own. His solution? Build a massive wall to keep the rest of the world out. The famous Greymane Wall. While the rest of the world was dealing with orcs, demons, and all sorts of chaos, Gilneas was tucked away behind its wall, enjoying relative peace. Enter the Worgen Curse. The origins of the curse traced back to Night Elf druids who had lost control of their shape-shifting abilities, transforming into feral Worgen. The curse somehow found its way into Gilneas, spreading like a shadow over the kingdom. Genn himself wasn't spared. He too succumbed to the curse. Desperate for a solution, Genn swallowed his pride and sought help from the outside world. The Night Elves extended a hand, teaching the Gilneans how to control their Worgen forms. This alliance marked Gilneas' return to the larger world stage, and their integration into the alliance. But fate wasn't done throwing curveballs at Genn. The Forsaken, led by Sylvanas Windrunner, invaded, leading to a brutal conflict. In the midst of the fighting, tragedy struck. Genn's son, Liam Greymane, sacrificed himself to save his father, taking an arrow meant for Genn. This was a devastating personal loss. Genn's grief quickly turned to a burning desire for vengeance against Sylvanas and her Forsaken. The making of Nathanos Blightcaller. Nathanos Maris was a skilled archer and tactician from the Eastern Plaguelands. He caught the eye of Sylvanas Windrunner, who trained him, making him the first and only human ranger lord. Many high elves weren't thrilled about a human holding such a prestigious title, but Nathanos proved himself. Then came the Scourge invasion. Nathanos met his end, defending his home. But death wasn't the end for him. Sylvanas had him resurrected as one of the undead, her champion reborn. Their bond was deep. Nathanos is fiercely loyal to Sylvanas. To enhance his abilities, Sylvanas had the Valkyr perform a ritual, granting Nathanos even greater strength and resilience, making him a formidable ranger. Nathanos developed a disdain for the living, becoming the embodiment of Sylvanas' will, executing her orders without hesitation. Seeds of rivalry. So how did Genn and Nathanos become archenemies? At first glance, it's the classic Alliance versus Horde conflict. Now, Nathanos was instrumental in several attacks on Alliance territories. Genn's thirst for revenge against Sylvanas made Nathanos a prime target for Genn's aggression. Their paths crossed multiple times, each encounter escalating the tension. What started as factional rivalry evolved into a deeply personal vendetta between two powerful figures. Key confrontations. The Broken Shore. The Legion returned, and both the Horde and the Alliance suffered tremendous losses. King Valarian Rin fell in battle, a heavy blow to the Alliance. Genn was there, witnessing the devastating loss, which fueled his distrust and anger toward the Horde. The battle for Stormheim. Genn learned that Sylvanas was up to something in Stormheim, specifically seeking the power of the Valkyr to create more Forsaken. He commandeered the Skyfire, an Alliance airship, to intercept her fleet. In the ensuing aerial battle, Nathanos and Genn clashed. Genn sabotaged Sylvanas' flagship, causing it to crash. While neither side achieved a definitive victory, Genn thwarted Sylvanas' plans, temporarily. The War of Thorns. Attention. The tension escalated into full-blown war when Sylvanas ordered the burning of Teldrassil, the World Tree. This atrocity pushed the Alliance to the brink. Nathanos led brutal assaults on Alliance positions, showing no mercy. Genn was at the forefront of the Alliance's response, driven by vengeance and the need to defend his allies. Battle for Darkshore. In the forests of Darkshore, the two sides clashed once more. Genn led his forces with tactical acumen and fury. Now, Nathanos orchestrated defenses and counterattacks. Their personal duel amidst the chaos was legendary, but fate intervened before a final blow could be struck. Strengths and abilities comparison. Genn Greymane. Worgen form advantages. Superhuman strength and agility. He can leap great distances and run at incredible speeds. Heightened senses give him an edge in tracking and anticipating movements. Experienced monarch and tactician with years of ruling and military leadership. Combat style. A fierce blend of swordsmanship and savage claw strikes. Genn can switch between his forms, keeping opponents on their toes. Nathanos Blightcaller. Master marksman and ranger skills. Unparalleled with a bow. Undead resilience. He doesn't tire easily and can withstand injuries that would incapacitate the living. Valkyr enhancements grant him dark magical abilities. Strategic mind. His tactical prowess is honed from decades of warfare. Motivations and psychological profiles. Genn Greymane. Personal loss and vengeance. The death of his son fuels his actions. Protectiveness. He feels a profound responsibility toward his people and the Alliance. Inner conflict. Balancing his rationality with Worgen urges. Nathanos Blightcaller. Baseness. Devotion to Sylvanas. His loyalty is unwavering. Contempt for the living. He sees them as weak. Cold demeanor. Calculating and often ruthless. Hypothetical final battle analysis. Setting the stage. Picture the ruins of Gilneas. Genn's approach. Use terrain to his advantage, utilizing heightened senses, switching forms. Now, Nathanos' approach. Setting traps, using dark magic and archery, summoning undead minions. Potential outcomes. Genn wins if he closes the distance and overpowers Nathanos. Now, Nathanos wins if he maintains range and outlasts Genn. External factors. Interference, environmental hazards, or mutual destruction. Impact on Azeroth's future. Their feud affects alliance and horde relations. Their actions can escalate or de-escalate tensions. Morale. Their successes inspire allies. Failures could demoralize. Storyline developments. Redemption arcs. Genn focusing on rebuilding. Nathanos questioning loyalty. Role of other characters. Leaders intervening. Threats forcing grudges aside. Community perspectives. Fan theories and discussions. Debates on who would win. Moral alignments and justifications. Discussions delve into ethics. Impact on player experiences. Their rivalry adds depth, influencing story or faction choice. And there we have it. A comprehensive look at Genn Greymane and Nathanos Blightcaller, two titans whose personal feud echoes across Azeroth. We've journeyed through their histories, understanding what drives them and how their clashes have shaped not just their lives, but the world around them. Who do you think would win in an all-out, no-holds-barred battle? Do you sympathize with Genn's quest for vengeance? Or do you respect Nathanos' unwavering loyalty? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get a discussion going. After all, every hero's story is enriched by the perspectives of others. Thanks for watching. And as always, whether you're shouting for the Alliance or for the Horde, remember that it's the stories we share that bring us together. Until next time, stay epic.